All right, turning to some entertainment now. Netflix has joined the medical drama fray with Pulse, set in Miami.
It's about a group of doctors and surgical residents taking on patients with the highest of trauma, all in a bilingual Spanish setting. G had a chance to speak with some of the stars of the show. Have a listen.
Of course, I am panicking.
First and foremost, you both play ER doctors. I just wanted to know how much preparation goes into something like this. Like, were you able to remember all the medical jargon?
I mean, a lot of preparation.
Yeah.
I think that we were very lucky. We were surrounded by incredibly knowledgeable people. One of our producers is a former emergency room doctor.
And writer, yeah.
Yeah, and we always had a wonderful woman on set, Rosa, who's a nurse. We had multiple nurses on set, always. And we were kind of given these huge medical packets at the beginning of every block of episodes that really did a deep dive on every procedure that we were doing in those episodes. And we had a medical boot camp.
Yep.
I got to go to an emergency room to shadow a
You
doctor.
can never do enough, really. I mean, there's so much crap.
I mean, you'd have to do a lot of school to be a doctor.
That's right.
So you got to learn a lot to play one.
4 years and then be in residency for however many years. It's a crazy endurance thing to have. But we try to make it look as seamless as possible.
That's right.
That's all we can do.
Yep.
Many, many years ago, I actually was a health reporter. So what was the experience like actually following a real doctor through an emergency room? It really is quite eye-opening.
Yeah, it was really, I mean, it was really helpful, I think, for having kind of a holistic understanding of the healthcare system and also of what it is to be an emergency doctor in particular. I think that the thing that really stood out to me the most was just the sort of incredible calm that everything was met with, regardless of what the scale of the injury was, and also the sort of kind of excitement about different traumas coming in. I think that there was a real desire to do the job, as it were. And I think that sort of kind of like adrenaline seeking is like a really fundamental part of like why someone chooses to be an emergency doctor over any of the other specialties. And so that was really helpful and exciting to see firsthand when I was there.
Both your characters go through a lot, and it gets underway right at the start of episode 1. We don't want to give anything away, but both of your characters do go through a roller coaster ride. And by the time you get to episode 10, was there a sense of like, just like finally, and lifting that burden off the shoulder?
100%. I mean, metaphorically, your character literally jumps in the ocean and lets it all go, it feels like.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think there was a lot of catharsis in letting it all go and wanting to also be, releasing ourselves, I think, from these characters and having gone through this journey together. I also just, I love the jumping off point because you don't normally have that type of, cliff that you're facing right off the bat, and you're also, looking at an arc from a different perspective with flashbacks, and you're trying to piece a lot of things together. So in a lot of ways, it was like a puzzle for us, and we had to piece it together, work together, but also like be in our own camp and trying to take the perspectives of our own individual characters.
Yeah. I think that it was really it was very cool to have that sort of final moment in the water with Danny, because I think there's so few opportunities for Danny to get to kind of surrender. She's a character who's kind of gripping to things constantly, and it was just really cathartic. It was very nice, and I think there was a parallel experiencing happening for me where like I don't go in the ocean. I'm like not an ocean swimmer, and I will
shark
do
nets.
but I will like do whatever I have to do at work, and so it was really lovely to kind of get to both as a person and as a character kind of have this like dual experience happening at the end of the season.
And this is an incredible cast, such a talented group of actors. What was it like on set? It must have been so much fun.
Such a blast. Yeah. Everyone was just so uniquely themselves and brought so much to the role. The writers allowed us to play and improvise in different moments, and I think there was a lot of individuality that we brought to our characters. We had so much fun. We were together a lot, so we were kind of sequestered from the rest of the group, and then we would get these moments of working with the other actors, and we were like, oh my God, this is so fun to get to engage with others. But like Willa said earlier, she hadn't worked with Nestor Carbonell, who plays Soriano, and so a lot of us didn't get to, especially us two, didn't really get to see a lot of the other work until the show came out, and it's been so satisfying, and I think we're pretty darn proud of it.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations. I know viewers and fans love medical dramas, and this is right up there. So congratulations, and thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.